Episode 28 of the Planet Nintendo podcast. Let's see what we have on the menu for today. We're going to be bringing our old game back, over or under. We have best supplementary console to have with the Switch. We're going to be talking about third-party accessories that may or may not destroy your Switch. And dream games, our third-party dream games. Let's get it started. What is up, dudes? Episode 28. I've said that already. Let's just introduce you guys. The best co-hosts on the planet, Joe from Joe After Work. What's up, dude?
Paddy Wagon, what's going on, baby?
Oh, here we go. Get that hashtag going.
Hashtag Paddy Wagon. And by viewer request, I can't keep him off the show. Jams, what is up,
Hi.
dude?
I'm good, Mr. Wagon. How about you?
Oh man,
I was the viewer who requested it.
we had one view. No,
By
Joey would be
sole
very
viewer
upset.
request, it was me.
Oh man, fellow New
And-
Yorkian, the Brotherhood. We are
Oh
here.
yeah.
And returning once more, we have Delapo from Potentially Perfect. What is up, dude?
What's up?
All right. So, guys, I got an Xbox. I did it. I got another
About time.
console, and I'm enjoying it. It's pretty good. It's pretty cool to see some of the third-party games. That's like my big interest with it. Like, I'm not like dying to play like Sea of Thieves or anything like that. I'm more of like looking at the third-party games, and especially the indies, because it's kind of like, it's cool looking at the store and being like, oh, that would be like perfect on the Switch. So I'm enjoying it, man. We got to get some Fortnite games going.
Oh yeah.
You can actually play them for a lot cheaper on there too.
Yep.
A lot cheaper.
No membership required.
Seriously.
Freaking PlayStation.
But what have you guys been playing? James, what have you been playing, man?
Payday 2. That's all I can think about on the top of my head right now.
You got
I've been playing Sky.
video
I've
too.
been. Yeah. I just put out a compilation of us being silly. Other than that, I've been just playing Skyrim on the train. Really,
Nice.
that's about it.
Delapo, what are you playing, man?
Oh man. I just finished Fee or Faye. I've never known how to pronounce
nice.
it. I finished that and I started Owlboy. Oh, so good.
Nice. Dude,
Fee or
it
Faye,
was-
whatever the hell it was.
I call it
Yeah, it's
Faye, I
got
don't
like
know.
a million different. It's said differently
Faya.
every time. Yeah, Faya, Faye, Fee. Like.
Yeah. That game's really good.
I loved it.
Joe, what about you, man?
Yeah. Oh man. So I just got Any Punching Princess. My gold bar is here. I haven't dipped into that just yet, but I've actually been playing. This is what I'm gonna call a Joe game. It's a straight up slice of life JRPG game called
hell yeah.
Atelier Liddy and Suele.
Hell yeah.
That is a Joe game.
Totally
Why does that
Japanese.
not have any video of it on the eShop?
Dude, I have no idea. I mean, it's literally, they're two alchemists and they mess everything up, and their father's a painter. You go into the painting, weird crap happens. It's fun.
That's cool.
And I just finished Shantae and the Pirate's Curse.
Nice. Do you like that one better than, what was it? Yeah, there's another one on the Switch.
Have Genie Hero. So this was
Yeah.
the first one. I want to go back to Have Genie Hero now because it does connect the two together. But I enjoyed it. It's made me want to play Half Genie Hero.
Nice. Yeah, I was talking last show, but I finally picked up Blossom Tales. Dude, that game is so fun. I put in like 2 hours so far, and like I love the fact that they're like, listen, this is a Zelda, love letter to Zelda. They don't hide it at all, which I like.
No.
Yeah, that's really cool. Is that game long? Can you put a
No.
lot of no?
You can make it a little bit longer. Like you can spend 15 to 18 hours 100%ing it, but you
Wow.
can beat the game in like 10 hours.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So now I think it's time for everyone's favorite game. At least it is. At least it's mine. It's over or under. So just to
There should
explain
be,
the
like,
rules
a
again.
graphic or something like that. When
Yeah,
it comes
dude,
out.
we need some kind of intro. Fan made. I would like it if it was fan made. I want it to be really cheesy too, like The Price is Right cheesy.
Oh my god.
So yeah, over or under is a game where I give you guys scenarios and a percentage, and you guys pretty much have to make your case. Kind of like shorter answers because I like to do like at least 4 or 5. I have 5 today. I will start with Joe, the veteran. I think you're the only one who played it so far. And these are totally random. These aren't really topical either. So first one, 50% chance the next Zelda game is a top-down Zelda game.
Oof. I say under, because I think they want to add on to what Breath of the Wild was and take a second crack at it. I know the biggest complaint that I heard all around was story, so I think now that they've got the environment down, they focus more on story and adding on to what they've already built. If there was a top down, it'd totally be on a 3DS.
Boo, it's all boo, Joe.
It still lives. It still lives.
Delapo, what do you think, man? 50%.
Oh, that's lower. They're gonna use that engine again for sure. Whether it's to tackle more story, I'd like to see Legend of Link with playable Zelda, maybe. Huh? But I don't know. I think there's a lot of story they need to flesh out with that, and if it's a sequel or a prequel, who knows? I'd like to see a prequel actually, but I think they're definitely going to use that engine again.
Ooh, with all the champions, what?
Ooh.
Yeah, that'd be really cool, like a prequel. James, what about you, man?
I would say under also, because it's definitely more likely that they're going to keep it going with the Breath of the Wild style.
All right, well, I'm gonna say screw all you guys. I'm going over, man.
What a contrarian!
It's probably biased because I'm playing Blossom Tales right now, but I'm ready for a top down. And since the kind of 3DS is going, that kind of makes sense. Maybe they bring it over.
I felt the same way when I played Blossom Tales 2. Like, I'm with you. I want it, but I don't think it's gonna happen right away.
Yeah. I mean, if they're going with Breath of the Wild, wouldn't that be like, what, 4 years? How long did they spend on that game?
Yeah.
Jeez.
But I mean, if the assets are there, it should be easier to make the game if they're utilizing the same exact, kind of like what they did with the Ocarina to, exactly. The Majora's Mask.
Okay. Jams, 70% chance Fortnite is revealed at E3 for the Switch.
Over.
Wow.
Definitely. I feel like probably. I'm not really into that type of game, but I mean it's huge, and if it's not coming to the Switch, they're dumb.
I like that. I like that reasoning. Delapo, what about you, man? 70.
If you would have asked me like 2 weeks ago, I would have said under. But it's almost definite now. I feel like they should have announced it before the cell phone version. But yeah, it seems like it's going to be an E3 bomb, even though it's not really a bomb because everybody thinks it's coming now. So, but yeah, it's definitely E3.
Okay, Joe.
Man, this can go one of two ways. Like, I want to say under because I feel like it could be something that's in the sense of it being a separate announcement. But it's almost too good to pass up and say over because we know it's coming, and it would make sense if it's at E3. So I think for this case, I'm gonna say over.
Okay.
But now that I have said over, I have jinxed everything, and it's totally gonna be a separate announcement.
I'm going to say over just because of this. So I was at work today, and I was playing on my Switch because I'm the best employee ever, and that's what you should be doing at work.
Yeah.
And I look over, and this kid is playing PUBG on his phone, and I'm like, what? Shouldn't this be reversed right now? So I think yes. I think I'm going to go over 70%. Hopefully we get Fortnite. I played a couple rounds. I get the appeal, but I want to play with more people.
It's way more fun with friends.
Yeah, exactly.
The more people you have involved, the more fun it is, honestly. Yeah.
Delapo, 25% chance we see another version of the Joy-Con. So with the Wii, we got the Wiimote and then the Wii Motion Plus, and they integrated that in. Joy-Cons, do you think we're gonna get something? I mean, it could be even as simple as a D-pad one.
So do you mean what time frame? Because I feel like inevitably
ever.
ever. Oh, for
Yeah.
sure, for
Yeah.
sure. Way above. Yeah, those things are just ripe for reiteration. Something more ergonomic, maybe. Longer battery life. We're talking 80 hours here. Sorry, battery life, but yeah, definitely over for me.
All right. And Mr. Joe Con?
Mr. Joe, oh man, oh thank you. I gotta say over on that one too. I think I agree with Delapo. The first thing I thought of was the bumps. There's already companies coming out with like the grips that have bumps put into it, so like you put the Switch in the whole thing and it's got like that nice palm feel to it. So I think we do get something like that. And I mean, the battery life already on those things lasts an eternity. Like yesterday was maybe the second time with that set of Joy-Cons that I was using specifically that I had to charge them since I bought them. I think it was the red ones I was using. That was since Odyssey.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you do what do you do? What do you think they do with them though?
I mean, definitely.
The grips. Yeah,
I would say the grips. I would almost say, and this is really out there, slightly larger Joy-Con for those with bigger palms, because I feel like the Joy-Cons for some people are a little too small, and that was my complaint at first. Especially if you're trying to play it just single Joy-Con, everything's too crammed and compact. If they made it just a little bit bigger, I feel like that playing it in that style would be a little bit more comfortable. Otherwise, you're just asking for carpal tunnel.
Jams, what about you, man? 25% chance.
I would have to say over also.
Okay.
Maybe put in some like GameCube looking ones. Maybe oh my god. That was
I don't know what that was.
That was me gagging.
The GameCube ones? Dude.
Yeah. Or like the Wii U Pro controller. I really like the Pro controller. Maybe make them look like that, two sides of that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the analog up top. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like I forgot who it was. Probably Nyko because they make everything. But the D-pad that looked cool, man.
Yeah. Got mine on pre-order.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So I will go to Delapo now. I don't think. Yeah, I didn't start with you yet. 10% chance Pokemon comes out this year. All the Pokemon fanboys are on edge right now. Like, what is he gonna say? What are you gonna say?
What are you gonna say?
10%'s really low. I feel like this year. I'm gonna say under. Yeah.
Ooh.
I think
the wrong answer.
I think Pokemon gets announced this year. I think we see like a full trailer in November or something around there, and then we get a launch early next year. The reason why I say that, there's too much congestion at the end of the year this year already, and I think not that like Red Dead would compete with Pokemon, but we've got like things like Call of Duty and other things that we hear are coming to Switch anyways. I don't know. I think that Pokemon, from what we saw last year, I don't think it's as far along as we want it to be.
Okay. Jams, 10%.
Oh man, it's a 0%, man.
Ooh,
come on! It honestly felt like the Pokemon Company announced Ultra Sun and Moon, and everyone was like, "Why isn't it on the Switch?" And they were like, "You know what? Maybe we should make a game for the Switch." So they like last second announcement at E3.
That was the funniest announcement ever. The guy like looked terrified. First of all, he was like, "It's coming! It's coming!"
They got the NES blaster behind the camera, like, say it.
So, I feel like beginning of 2019, like March, maybe April.
Okay,
like that's when it'll come out, but not
Joe. You agree with these clowns?
I'm gonna be the wild card here. I'll probably be the only one that'll say it too. I think it's gonna come out this year. I've been back and forth on this one. Like maybe next week I'll think otherwise, but there seems to be way too much out there that's leading to it to be almost a too good to be true situation. But at the same time, it's like this could really get announced at E3 for a release this year. So I'm gonna go over in this case. Granted, they started development going into the summer-ish that we know of. last year.
Yeah.
And only the new folks, the newer class, I guess you can say, were working towards the end, finishing up Ultra Sun and Moon, while the vets were working on, you know, the Switch version. And, you know, we talked about like how if it comes out this year, it may not be the big, you know, open world that everyone's ever dreamed of in a Pokemon game, which is fine. Whatever. I've accepted it at this point. I think we still get it this year, and it'll be like the same Pokemon game that we've gotten the last 20 or so years.
Yeah.
I'm going over.
Okay. Pokemon in Smash in 1 year, like just count them,
Yeah,
count
just
them
make
up,
it
make it
happen.
rain.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over, but not by that much. I wouldn't be surprised, but at the same time, I don't know. I kind of agree with Dolapo and Jams. I don't really see it happening. I think we've already seen the biggest announcement this year, and that was Smash.
Definitely.
Speaking of Smash, I will go back to Joe. 45% chance Labo is represented in some way in the new Smash, whether it's like Labo Man or like stage.
That's the first thing I thought of, was totally the Labo Man with the Joe-Con in his back, and like his Ultra Final Smash just being like the piano coming down and smashing on everybody or something like that, or like the variety pack just like being thrown around.
Oh man,
there's so many wacky things. He's like the Game & Watch. I feel like that's going to be the Game & Watch replacement, Labo Man. So
yeah.
I say there's sorry, what was your percentage? 50%? 45%. I say there's a 70% chance that we get Labo Man as a unlockable character. I think they're not going to mention anything. They're not even going to do a character release for him. He's just going to be in there, and everyone's going to love it and accept it.
Okay. Dolapo, 45% chance.
Oh, that's 100. And I'm talking like Pokemon Flates variation where you you battle on top of various Labo creations. Like it goes from the piano to the fishing rod to the motorcycle.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy.
Man.
I'm with it. Jams.
Well, I'm debating in my mind, because what happened with Smash 4 was, you know, he made the roster like when he started development, and if he really did start development in 2014, who knows?
Yeah, was that even a thing?
If Labo was even like a thing. So maybe it could. I mean, it's obviously an easy character to model. It's like a cardboard. So it could be done. It could be done. I can see it. So I'd say over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, if We Fit Trainer is in a Smash game, anything is on the table. Anything is on the table. Oh man, I'm still not over that. Okay, so next we're going to have a topic from Joe, and this is a frustrating topic. Some people have dealt with this. What do you got for us, Joe?
So yeah, we all know 5.0 and now 5.01 update came out. A lot of people with third-party docks have been seeing Switches get bricked more frequently than in the past. And in the crux of all this, it seems like this may actually be because of Nintendo and not the third-party accessories. The third-party companies making these accessories, these third-party docks for Switch, and the USB-C ports and the dock not being compliant. And meanwhile, you know, you got companies like Nyko, for instance, making custom docks. Best Buy has one from their in-house brand Insignia that's a Switch dock. And these things are like bricking left and right, it sounds like. I don't know what the percentage is. It's probably severely low, and it's just being inflated because everyone's talking about it. But the fact is that it's still happening, and that's kind of worrisome because not everyone's going to spend $90 on a Nintendo branded dock, and that seems to be the case of what everyone is recommending to do now that these things are being bricked. So my whole question is, part of it being, should we be afraid to buy third-party accessories not knowing if there's going to be damage to anything else? Like the first thing when Switches came out were the skin issue, and now we're seeing more issues with the dock come up this year. What's next?
Yeah. So what is exactly happening? Like people are using these third-party docks, and what's like all their crap's like going?
It's been a couple different situations. For instance, Brian Altano from IGN had one where he was using a third-party dock at his job at IGN, Then everything was fine. He went home, he put it in his dock, and the whole thing just like went on the fritz. It didn't work in the dock, but it worked in handheld mode through the charger. And so he had to send it in. That's when his whole memory thing happened as well, I think. Or it might have been 2 different instances. Then you see cases where, oh gosh, we were talking about Spawn Wave last week, which we know he's opened up his Switch a million different times. But I'm just talking about like people that, you know, have been on camera talking about this. And he had the third-party dock in his living room. He put it in there and it just didn't turn on. And he did a test and everything. It seems like they're still getting power to it, and it's just not turning on whatsoever, whether it's handheld or in the docked mode, which is really wild. Someone did some testing on Reddit. I forget the guy's name. It's in the Nintendo Life article. I don't know if you want to like post it down below or anything. The Switch seems to, when it's connected by like a third-party cable or the dock, it's drawing more power to the Switch than what Nintendo intended. So it's overcharging the Switch by like 300 times or something like that, to that effect.
Oh, man.
And potentially burning it out over time. So that's sort of that's a big thing. That's a big issue.
Yeah. Delapo, how do you feel about third-party accessories?
I think in any, especially Nintendo's handheld market, third parties have always been, you know, right there at the get-go to try and capitalize on popularity with these kinds of things. I remember I bought a third party for all of my 3DS stuff when that came out, because it was right there, like basically like a week after it launched, everybody had stuff out for it. I know that Spawn Wave has talked about it, but it's not something I've always carried with me, is that I can go third party for pretty much everything except for things that power my console. Those are usually the most dangerous things, because a lot of times, especially because towards the launch of a system, there's not a lot of testing that goes into it, and they just assume certain things like voltage and that kind of thing there. So you've got to be really careful what you do as far as power goes, especially since it's Nintendo consoles. We don't have cloud saves, so something goes down, it's really bad. However, I think Nintendo has a certain responsibility at this point, that I haven't seen a whole lot done. I mean, I follow them on Twitter and I haven't seen a post from them or anything like that saying, hey guys, look, there's some issues with third-party docks right now. This would be a great time to emphasize some kind of brand awareness. Like, hey, look, I know this isn't maybe the most cost-effective option, but hey, as of right now, this is the safest option for your Switch. Yes, it'll cost you $90, $60, whatever it is that you're going to spend on it, but that saves you $300 from having to buy another Switch.
Yeah,
you know, that kind of thing there. So, but that's just, from my point of view, it's just, I feel like Nintendo's not making people aware of this kind of thing. At this point, people are just trying to save money on another affordable dock. It's unfortunate that all of your progress is being wiped. But yeah, that's just my whole thing about it.
Damn. Jams, what about you, man?
I would never I would never buy a third-party dock. I mean, it's very unfortunate that this is happening to people. But just like Delapo said, like, I would never buy something that would power my system third party. So yeah, it's pretty unfortunate, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah. I'm the same way. Like, I don't even like buying third-party controllers, man. Like,
Yeah,
I try and buy everything else. I don't really have a need for a second dock right now, but I would probably fork up. I mean, especially now, but I would fork up the extra, to have it run right. Especially like, yeah, we're all saying like, if it's powering up, like if it's literally like making your console go, like just spend the extra money.
Yeah, exactly.
And do that. Yeah. I don't know. Have you guys bought any like third-party accessories at all? Like I bought like the wheels, like all cosmetic stuff. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, mine is mostly cosmetic. I mean, the film that I have, the guards that I have for my Joy-Cons. I had a spare USB-C cable with this battery charger here at the time. This was a while ago. I've barely used it on the Switch. I actually just found this earlier today while cleaning up. Like, oh, I've been looking for this thing for a while. Like, keep it in my backpack for my phone chargers. With that said, like, I have 2 of the USB-C Nintendo chargers, so I use those. Pretty much everything I'm using is Nintendo based. But it's kind of weird though that the third-party companies are the one that seem, and I'm not saying all of them, but they seem to be staying compliant, and it's Nintendo in this case that's not staying compliant, which is a little concerning, because how is someone else that's not going to be able to afford a $90 setup or $50 for just is it 40 or 50 for just the plug itself? I forget. I might be overshooting that price too. Trying to find something that's a little bit more affordable as, like, you know, a backup if they want to keep their stuff there, or if their charger for whatever reason goes missing on their travel or something like that. Things happen, and it kind of sucks that you don't have that. There isn't that second option right now, at least, to kind of, you know, go in a hurry and get one. There you go, 25. Okay, so it's not as bad then. That's not bad. For some reason, I thought it was a lot more than that, because it was that, and then the dock together was like $90 or whatever.
Yeah, I
so
think the dock was 60.
The dock is stupidly priced.
Yeah, it's insane.
I've seen it kind of discounted at a few stores. I've seen it for like 70, I think. Maybe even lower than that. I don't know.
Even then.
So to plug the charger, then that's not bad. If that's like full on, like consistently what the price is, then good. But I know at first that charger was a lot more than that. I don't think I spent $25 when that came out, for sure.
Joe got wrecked on that price.
Yeah.
Jams, I'm loving this question, man, and it's totally original, right? You know.
Yeah, it's original.
Why don't you read this one off?
Okay, so I thought it would be cool if, well, Pat, you said that we're all gonna take a company and name it.
I mean, we could, if we double up on companies, it's okay.
Okay, so I think it'd be cool to take some companies and just say a game that we would want to see from that company on the Switch. It doesn't have to be, it could be like a port, or it could be an original game, or like a sequel or something. I put down Namco, Sega, Square, and Capcom, but you guys can you guys can say anything, like Ubisoft or anything.
Okay.
You want me to go first?
Sure, yeah, we can like list. We could probably go around like twice and list one each.
Actually, someone else go first.
I'm ready.
All right, Joe. Yeah, Joe, hit us.
Yeah. Capcom Resident Evil 2 remake. This was like the easiest one for me. I'm such a big Resident Evil fan. The fact that we don't have any of the other Resident Evil ports in general to begin with, outside of Revelations 1 and 2, is a crime at this point. Capcom, what the hell are you doing? Get these games to Switch. The games, most of these games are PS3 games at this point. They can all be ported over. Like, get up your ass and do something, goddammit.
I feel like the Revelations collection had to have sold pretty well.
I thought it did.
That's the only reason we're getting Mega Man Collection. Like, what Devil DMC? Like, we didn't get the DMC HD collection. Like, are you kidding me right now? That screams put it on the Switch. I don't get it.
I don't know. I still think we should just get DMC. I don't know.
It makes zero sense what they're doing. Like, stop putting your money into Street Fighter V and all these Capcom Pro tournaments. Damn it! No one needs E3. No one needs these fighting games. Come on.
Oh man, I have one. When it got, I think the new game is coming out this year. But I think it's I think it's Namco. Soul Calibur, the new Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, man! That would be perfect on the Switch. Like the last one I played, I think was on like the 360. So like, come on,
man,
come on now, making those ridiculous custom characters and like all the accessories are like way too, yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, that's
on the only system that never got Geralt.
Yeah. And that'd be cool if they did what they did on the GameCube and added an exclusive like Nintendo character.
Oh man.
They stopped doing that. They used to do an exclusive on each system, and they just stopped.
Labo Man for Soul Calibur.
Because I thought they did it with 4.
They stopped it with 3.
No,
For
I
3,
thought they
had,
did.
like, Spawn in PS3 or PS2, and they had someone.
They have, like,
Hayashi
Yoda.
They had
for
Yoda
Xbox.
for the thing the Xbox.
Yeah,
and
no,
then
yeah.
Darth Vader for
Oh my
PlayStation.
But that was
God.
for. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
up with. My bad.
Yeah.
And then 5 just had Ezio in it.
So
How the mighty have fallen.
yeah, Soul Calibur needs to come back. We'll support it. I promise. Tlapa, what about you, man?
So interestingly, I remember Ubisoft. They like to talk big a lot sometimes. So I'd like to see them put their money where their mouth is on this. And I know we've got Just Dance because every console on Earth got that. And we got Raving Rabbids, but I'd like to see the Division 2 come to Switch in some
Nice.
capacity. I think we're ready for it. I think mature Nintendo fans are mature enough to appreciate a Division game, especially because Beyond Good and Evil 2, you know, they said that we're working on putting it on everything. If that ever comes to fruition and happens on Switch, I believe that the Division 2 can happen on there too. So if they're willing to put in the work, I think there's an audience there for it.
I'd be okay with even any setbacks that they need to do to get it on there.
Oh yeah,
The first Division was a really good game, and the fact that they kept bringing content, what, 2 years out?
a lot. It's a lot better
Yeah.
now than when it first started too.
Yeah.
And I like it when it was at the beginning.
And me too. Like, it was great, and the whole like concept of the dark zone itself after you've done everything, like to go in there and just basically restart your thing all over again and get dark zone levels, like that's wild. And weapons you can only pick in 2 different areas. Just that was a really good game.
It was good stuff.
I played it on the
Jams.
Xbox One, by the way.
Hell yeah. Jams, what about you? What about you? It's your question, man. You gotta have something good.
True. I'm probably the only one gonna ask for this, honestly. I love Strider. I don't know if you guys ever played Strider. I love Strider 2, especially on PS1. And then the remake that came out, I didn't really play a lot of it, but Strider's awesome. I want to see a new Strider game. It doesn't have to be exclusive for the Switch, but it might as well be. That would be dope. And from Sega, I want to see that goddamn Genesis collection come over. Like,
Oh,
what are they
yes.
doing?
Oh, man.
What are they doing? They're messing up real hard.
Is there anything to that? Like, is there a reason it's not coming to Switch?
All they
Nintendo's
said-
just trying to pad their E3. That's what it is.
All they
We're gonna see
said
it
on the
later.
tweets is like, "Oh, we're just focusing on PS3 and Xbox One." It's like, come on.
That's just like the Disney Afternoon Collection.
Oh,
What
yeah.
the hell,
That-
man?
That too. Why isn't that coming over?
Yeah.
From Square though, I mean, I think I already said this on this podcast, but Kingdom Hearts needs to come
Oh,
to
yeah.
the Switch,
Oh,
please.
man.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, please.
That'd be cool.
Can we get any Final Fantasy game on
Or any
Switch?
No matter
Seriously?
what, it's gonna sell better on the Switch than it would on the Xbox. And they already
Yeah.
said some of that stuff is coming to the Xbox anyway. So
Yeah,
what's-
exactly.
why?
I don't
Why not?
understand that.
Another one that I don't even think is possible, but I would love to see Far Cry. I love Far Cry. I'm a big Far
Mhm.
Cry fan. So, and Ubisoft seems to like the Switch, so maybe. I
Hey,
don't know.
we get
Even
it
if it's
year round.
Primal, put Primal on there. Primal is good.
I want to see Shadow the Hedgehog on Switch.
Shadow.
Burn it with fire. Burn it with fire. Only if it comes with Chow Garden.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Out of
Oh
control.
man.
Oh my god.
Any other ones?
You guys are crazy.
Castlevania.
Castlevania.
Since we're throwing
That's
out
it.
nonsense,
Castlevania.
Beautiful Joe collection, all 3 games, 1, 2,
Nice.
and
Thank
Red
you.
Hot Rumble.
I love you guys. See, I knew I like you guys.
You just like
Huh.
him because your name's Joe and you can relate.
Oh man. You know, no, these are all Capcom games. Capcom has a great library.
They have
Why they
some
aren't
Bionic
releasing these
Commando.
Impressive
games?
IPs.
Yeah. they
Where's
do.
Altered Beast on the Switch? Where is it? I know that's not Capcom.
Where is it?
Oh
Uh,
man, I forgot.
Freaking
I had
Capcom
one
goes
on.
to E3.
Oh
Freaking,
my
you
God.
guys asked for it. Here's everything.
Monster Hunter World.
Just everything.
That'd be really good. Yeah,
Yeah, Monster
we
Hunter
have a
World.
Monster Hunter Switch. Like, there's a Monster Hunter.
There's a Double Cross, and it's only out in the Japanese eShop. I can't read Japanese. I'm having the hardest time like trying to get through part of that game. I'm just like, all right, well, there you go. That's it. I give up. You
Some
win.
of this is so frustrating though, because like now we're not even getting freaking Dragon Quest anytime soon. We're not hearing anything about localization for that, even on the 3DS.
No.
What is
course
that?
not.
What's going on?
Come on,
Jeez,
Square.
what's going
It's
on?
crazy.
But we got South Park.
Nintendo
so
usually publishes it for Square in America. So I don't know. Maybe they're just not. They don't want to.
Maybe they didn't like the price tag. I don't know. This is weird.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Sega Dragon's Crown, which is getting a pro version on PS4. That screams put me on Switch. You just have four people with Switches, local LAN, whatever, and just freaking LAN. Sorry, just playing on Switch with each other, freaking online with that. Oh, forget it, man. That needs to be on here. Atlas, what are you doing? You're killing me.
That is all of our topics for today, but I feel like we still have some time, so I will go to one of the questions that we didn't get to last week.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you still had your topic. The best complimentary console.
Oh, damn, we completely skipped that one.
Word.
Okay.
What a professional.
I know, so professional, right?
It's in our
Episode
first
28, we'll get it. We'll get it better. Wow, I completely switched. So I got an Xbox, like I mentioned before. That would have been a perfect segue at the time.
Right?
But I'll just segue that in awkwardly right now. So yes, I got an Xbox simply because the Switch, the second year has been good. So yeah, I wanted to get another console and just basically for the third parties, and all the third parties basically that we talked about just now are all on the Xbox. So I wanted to ask you guys, because I did put a poll on Twitter and got a bunch of responses. But in your guys' opinion, what is the best supplementary console for the Switch? So if you have a Switch and you kind of just want to game more, what do you think is the best option? I will start with Delapo because I know you have other consoles.
Yeah, so I have everything. I do PC, I do PS4, and I do Xbox. And it really just depends on what you want. Personally, if I had to choose any of them, and I hope I don't get flamed for this, I really do. But I'm gonna say Xbox just due to value. Because at the end of the day, you can have a lot of
He's done.
You can have a lot of fun for $10 a month. And that, I mean, with Game Pass, you're not going to be missing out on any, awesome Xbox games. I mean, yeah, you might need Xbox Live if you really want to get into like something like Sea of Thieves or online Halo, but like I've had so much fun just through Games Pass alone. I've experienced games I didn't have any interest in on PlayStation, like freaking Limbo. I played Limbo on Game Pass, and I was like, what is this? Oh my god, it's so good. It's so masterpiece, that kind of thing. And it just having that value, just like knowing it's basically like a Netflix for your gaming, which isn't like, it's actually better than the streaming services, like over PS Now, hands down. But yeah, I think overall value, they have this whole customer service first thing that Xbox exudes, and they let you change your gamer tag. So
that's a big selling point.
Yeah.
Jams, what do you think, man?
He's gonna say
Nintendo 64 is the best. No, seriously though. I also have. Well, I don't have a PC, but I have an Xbox and a PS4. I would say PC, but I don't play on PC, so I'm gonna say PS4. And that's because honestly, the third parties are there, and you also have the Sony exclusives. And the Sony exclusives are pretty freaking awesome. Like you got Bloodborne and Uncharted, and now God of War's coming out, and the Spider-Man game. I think that you get the third parties with, I mean, I know Sony's going downhill lately, but I would say right now, in my opinion, that would be it.
Okay. Yeah. Their lineup is insane. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah.
Joe.
Hey, yo, Spider-Man swinging on the PS4. Hey, oh, I'm a swinging. Man. Okay, so I know Game Pass was what got me intrigued to return on my Xbox that I've not turned on since I ran an update a couple months ago, and then before that, it was last January of 2017 that I'd played anything on it.
Damn.
But I would have to say, yeah, PS4, in terms of the newer games and the third-party stuff, you're getting, for some reason, you're still getting exclusive DLC, which I just find bizarre, on the PS4 over the Xbox One when it comes to certain things. I mean, Destiny 2 is probably the last thing I can recall that's getting exclusive or timed DLC for like a year out or something like that. Over everyone else, including, you know, the PC Destiny 2 players, which is wild. There, when you think of like the third parties, granted they're still coming out on both Xbox One, PS4, and PC, but you're mostly like most of those ads you're seeing are like PS4 branded. Like that's where the party is at. That's where a lot of people have jump ship to, I guess, so to speak, from the 360 era. But you're also what I'm hoping we eventually see is the playing field kind of even out a little bit more, because ever since Phil Spencer headed Xbox One, took over for I forget the guy's name, during the initial launch of the Xbox One, he's been really trying to turn this ship around. He's been doing a really good job with it. I mean, he's listening to people, turning the ship around and trying to get, you know, backwards compatibility taken care of, which is rumored now that PS4 may be looking in, PlayStation may be looking into that with the PS4. But I would have to say PS4 is the way to go, even though, you know, you got a lot of EA Access and Game Pass related things with the Xbox One. Yeah. Just in terms of third party and where people are mostly playing games at.
I think, yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with all of you. I mean, there's advantages to all of them. Of course, PC, which I don't play on, but you have Steam. You have like ton of games to play on there, and those, like, my friend has Steam and he gets like the Humble Bundles, gets like a bunch of games for like nothing. The Xbox, you know, the Game Pass, something I haven't really explored yet, but you know, I just got it for the third parties. And the PS4, which you guys were talking about, it has, I think, the best first party games. But like the Switch, I feel like you're getting a bunch of games anyway. So if you have a PS4, I don't know. For me, that was just a money trap. I was like, there's no way I'd be buying everything. But I think overall, I mean, the Xbox One is meant to be like an entertainment kind of all-in-one console. So I would have to agree. I would say Xbox One. After all of that,
it's a tie.
Interesting with all of this is like, so the reason why I said Xbox as a supplementary is because, number one, if you're looking for anime-based games, Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4 are getting a lot of those, and especially in the future, that's going to become more thing there. And also, if you gravitate towards Nintendo-based games, things like Sea of Thieves and Crackdown with their art styles may appeal to you more in that kind of style there. The issue that I have with PlayStation 4's first parties tends to be that a lot of them are turning into The Last of Us over and over and over again.
Oh yeah, similar art styles and stuff.
Yeah, so that kind of thing has to be something that you're aware of. Just knowing what base they're trying to attract with that. So honestly, they're all good choices though.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. That question that I was going to get to will never be answered now because I don't feel like it.
We'll try again next year.
That's a goddamn savage move.
But yeah, if you want to ask questions, we have a pretty cool guest next week. One of the Nintendo dads will be joining us. So if you have some questions, leave them in the Discord.
Oh, whoops.
I think that's it for somewhere down there. But I think that's all in the comments down. Yeah, wherever, just reach me somewhere. But I think that's all for today. So before we sign off, why don't you guys sign off? Jams, where can they find you, man?
Oh, I just burped as soon as you said that. That's horrible.
Freaking classy.
YouTube.com/JamesGams, James without the E, games without the E. And on Twitter, I am Dr. Doom with 9 O's. Such a hard name. I don't know how I got that one. I do stupid reviews of stupid games on YouTube. There you go.
I'm sold. Delapo, where can they find you, man?
You guys can find us at both YouTube and Twitch at Potentially Perfect, on Twitter at PoPerf, and Instagram at Potentially Perfect US. We do fun editorials on video games and discussions on video games when nobody wants to talk about them. So yeah.
Yeah. Both of those guys, I mean, everyone here, like go check them out. At least watch one video, you know?
There.
And Joe, where can these lovely people find you?
Everything at Joe After Work, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, joeafterwork.com. There we go. Yeah, pretty much it.
Plug it.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of requests for the audio feed of this podcast, and I have good news, but I can't share it yet because it's kind of like a announcement type thing. So yes, we will get to the audio feed, and I'm sure I'll update it before this episode comes out. Anyway, you can find me here, obviously, NintenTalk, Instagram, Twitter, and we will see you next week, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.